So good, so good. Okay, our next speaker. When I met her, I went, oh my. She's a force to be reckoned with. Was out of Florida, now hails from Puerto Rico, and she's a hurricane in her own might. She's a major leader in this company, and I knew she was going to just tear it up, and she did, and I could not be more proud of her. Help me welcome to the stage, Veronica Figueroa. Here I am. Woo! There she is.
Hi, everyone. All right, hope I don't mess this up, but we're in Cabo, what can go wrong? So I'm super grateful to be here. What an amazing opportunity to just spend the next few days with you guys and all the leaders who have just built this amazing organization. Thank you to all the leaders, to all the people who have inspired me. You guys changed my life. What's that happen? I joined 22 months ago, and I never really imagined that I would be in the position that I'm in. My husband and I, we were brokers of RE/MAX, and I was there for 8 years, selling a lot of homes, but I was absolutely miserable. I was tired of chasing the lockbox. I built teams, and like Leo said, I was training on my competition. They'd leave you, it was just a rat race. And I remember in 2014, I had reached a level in my life where I was just broken. I was overweight, I was probably just so depressed that I remember we went to North Carolina, and my best friend, she says, you just need to just reimagine what you believe this looks like. And I dreamt about collaboration and things that just were completely opposite of what I was living in Orlando, Florida. And I remember just writing all these things that I had never seen. You know, teamwork, collaboration, people who were my competitors being my friends, not hating me in my market because we sold a lot of homes. And, you know, next thing you know, I just started getting really clear as to what I wanted, but it took years for me to get there. And I was in my own way until we went on a trip. And that's where, the ocean is my safe place, guys. It's where I go to think. And I remember a trip that I went to. My husband was there, some of my best friends were there, and I just took a moment to just think. And I had heard about this eXp thing, and I had been ignoring it for years and years and years and years because I was a RE/MAX franchise owner. There was no way I could join eXp. I was locked in, I had handcuffs, and it was impossible for me to leave eXp. No matter how much I wanted it, I couldn't see it, I couldn't understand it, and I damn sure couldn't afford to pay for it. Because when you're the broker, you're usually the brokest person in the room, funding everything, so I can relate to that. All right, so there was all these things that were in the way that I was like, it's not impossible, whatever. Just, I'm gonna watch them all have fun and be miserable from the sidelines, okay? So I just one day took a walk alone, and I had never been to Guatemala. It was probably one of the most beautiful trips that I've ever taken. It took us 8 hours to get to the destination in this little small bus, and we were so uncomfortable, I thought we were gonna die, but it was worth it. Sort of like changing my brokerage and doing all the things that I did. But I remember sitting there and just thinking, what's the worst that can happen? You know, I was invited to a mastermind and I was saying, no, I'm not going. There's no reason I think should go. And especially with a bunch of people in a bus that I definitely don't know. And I just said to Tony, hey, by the way, our daughter's getting married next week. We've got to go to a Zillow conference, and then we were invited to this mastermind. We should go, meaning walk away from our business for 4 weeks. He's like, you're crazy. And I have the cabana there because I remember saying, after I went for my walk, because we said we were going to talk business on that trip. And I said, babe, I need to talk to you. And he says, what? And I said, I really think we should go. And he said, why? You have all these reasons why you keep on saying we can't do this. So why? I said, I feel like if this is worth it, we'll figure it out. We will figure this out. And I remember him telling me, if you're gonna do this, you need to go all in. So babe, thank you, by the way. Tony Figueroa. He said, you need to go all in. And mind you, I have not made the decision, but he says, but if you're gonna do this, go all in, stop talking about it, be about it, and make it happen. Yes. And that was all the permission I needed. Some of us, like Jean said, if Susan would have said no, and Tony and I don't always agree. If you know Tony and I, we don't always agree. But this is the moment where a lot of healing started to happen because we trusted each other. And because we have been through a lot of stuff. And I remember going to Brent's and Jean's in Puerto Rico, and Brent was talking about, why are we doing this anyways? If our marriages are broken, if our families are broken, if everything's broken. And it was pouring into my business. So I was broken. I was the definition of broken. And I broke a lot of relationships. But it started showing up in everything that I was doing until that moment that I said, I'm gonna go all in every aspect of my life moving forward. And it was that trip that changed my life. I got really clear, I got really focused, and that's it. I burned the boats. Like, everybody here probably has a similar story, but you have that defining moment. And for me, it was like, I'm done. I'm a top producer, but I am broken. I'm selling a lot of homes, but that's not fulfilling me. And I know I want to be with a company that gives me a place where I belong, a community that makes me happy, that gives me a purpose. And I couldn't ignore it. It was too irresistible, but I finally gave myself permission to open my eyes. So I knew I had to take a big risk, and that risk, it was scary, guys. Gil says it best, new levels, new devils. There were times, and I'll never forget the time Glenn Sanford called me. I was on the beach, by the way. And let's just say people were throwing a lot of money at me. Compass came out the woodworks. KW came out the woodworks. People were flying because they heard through the grapevine that I was a little vulnerable. And it was kind of like when people were just, dangling the carrot. But I realized that's not why I was joining this company. I wanted a different purpose. But I was willing to risk it all, even if I lost everything, because I knew how to rebuild. I knew how to sell real estate. But I knew, I said, I have to take this chance, and I have to do it the right way. And there were times I got very distracted. It was the longest 9-month LOI, I think I have ever. Lots of NDAs with attorneys, because I was still a franchise owner, but it's crazy. I don't know if they're letting people out of franchises now, but I found after 3 attorneys, lots of negotiations, I made it happen. I don't even know if I'm supposed to show this, but they told me I'm allowed to. Do not take a picture of this. All right, so it's not about this, because I didn't join for this. I joined for a lot of other reasons, but I want to share this because I want everyone to know how I got there after I went all in, because I had everything to lose. I had already experienced the worst day of my life, so I had nothing else to lose, okay? So this, of course, is amazing. It's been life-changing, but the truth is I did it for this. I had people on my team that I wanted more for them. I brought over a team of 17. Now we have a team of over 75. Last year we sold 215 million with a team of productive 40. Started growing towards the end. We have a team of over 70 plus now. I joined in 2019 and we sold 130 million. 215 million in 2020. We're on track to sell a little over 375 million this year. But what I love about this is people have left my team and now they're not my competition, they're my partners. People have left my team and I helped them start their teams. People have left my team and now can dream even bigger than what I even can dream. Because you guys have shown them the way, not me, okay? And I think that's what's important here to understand is that we are doing this for other people. I was miserable because I didn't have a solution to help other people. It wasn't because I knew how to take care of me. It was about the people that I really wanted to help. So our mission statement actually for our team includes our clients, agents, and partners, and our collaborative space where we can all build dreams together. That's the Figueroa team. That's my home-based team, and that's who I wake up every single day thinking about in addition to our partners. So that collective group really is the reason why I did this, because I'm terrified if I don't go help people. What's gonna happen to their business? Because they might turn into me. The old me. I don't want that for them. But, I wanted a life full of abundance, fulfillment, freedom, and Remax, I love you, they were great to me, but I just couldn't crack the code. So that's why I did all of this stuff, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you're now able to do, help people, but to me it was just the freedom, waking up every day and being obsessed with what I do. Like waking up every day excited to make those calls, excited to tell people how we can help them grow, how I can partner with you before I even partner with you, how I can be your partner before you even make the commitment to join, because I need to figure out what's important to you in your life and in your business. So if you're talking to people, you're just talking to them about eXp, I'm here to tell you, switch it up. Find out about them, what's important to them. Find out what's missing in their life. Maybe they just need a friend. Maybe they just need to fix their marriage, their life, finances, whatever the case might be. eXp is the platform that lets us get there, but it's not the only solution, because you can be their guide. And I think that's really important for us to think about. Some of us do it right, some of us do it whatever style we have, but if you focus on the people and what's important to them, the people who I was able to align with at one point understood Tony and Veronica are on an island by themselves, and they have so much potential. They just need to be surrounded by the right environment. And I happen to have that in my hometown, and now we're one of the largest, I would say fastest growing groups, but we pay it forward. Like, what can we do to help you in your business? I've got people that I'm so proud of that I get to call friends. Now they're like my family. Like, we go on vacations together. We help each other. We cry together. Like, those are deep relationships that for me are important. The revenue, the stuff, oh, that's nice, thanks, Glenn. I appreciate that. But, it's really the community for me, and I just get rewarded for helping people. These are my parents, they're my world. So the first big, I would say, success checkbox that I checked off, other than helping partners and connecting with people, is that I was able to retire my parents. In 22 months, I retired my parents. My husband and I bought them a house in Puerto Rico. And that's been life-changing. We also bought a condo in this place called Palmas de Mar, and I'm walking down the beach and I'm like, Brent, wait, is that your place? Because I live right down there now. So I'm like, I have the most amazing neighbors now. I still live in Orlando while we're transitioning to Puerto Rico, but it's just been life-changing. But honestly, it's just, how are we gonna pay it forward? The real work is now starting, because now we gotta go build more leaders. Now we gotta go help more people do this. And if I could do this, anybody can do this, because all I like to do is just be obsessed with everything that I do. But looking at this like, I'm not the hero. I just wanna be the guide to help people become the hero in their story, so that they can do this again for others, so that they can help other people. You've got to start inviting people to the story. Understand what their story is, how they can be the hero in their life for their people. Not you being the hero, not eXp being the hero, us being the vehicle to help them see who they can become. So that's super, super important as we start shifting our mindset and thinking again. It's not just about the revenue share, guys. It's not just about the eXp stock. It's not. It's about what they can build here by becoming the hero of their own story. Saving their families, saving their finances, building their health. I'm 3 weeks post-op, guys. I just had to get surgery to pretty much save my life because thank you. I can take 4 weeks off. I can take 6 weeks off because I have an amazing team and I can scale. But honestly, I just want to be right now healthy for my grandbaby. I have a brand new grandbaby. And my children, and my parents, and live a life that I really love. And there's so many other people who need that out there. How are you going to be the guide to help them become the hero of their story? And as we wrap this up, I want you to dare to be rare. Like, be so obsessed with being different. Don't try to be like me. Don't try to be like anyone else in this room. Be you. Be your most authentic, fabulous, different, obsessed self. Bring it out and start sharing it with the world. Now, my RARE does have a little acronym, okay, and I'm gonna run through this really quickly, but it's important for you to understand, like, be different, be rare, be you, but also if you're looking to grow your organization, what are you doing that is purposeful? So everything that I do, and my team knows this, my staff knows this, every single person in our organization knows this, like, are we building a reputation that people trust? Your brand is your reputation, but in eXp, I want to be known as the person who's obsessed with helping people, the person who's happy to share with them, happy to always be someone that they consider an advocate for the real estate industry, for them to grow, to crack the code, whether they're a new agent, a team leader, brokers. I love team leaders and brokers because I can speak your language. But that's the reputation that I built. And what I'm doing, is it giving me exposure? Am I in attraction mode all the time? Am I able to attract people into our culture that is so irresistible, in my opinion, that they can't ignore it? That's what I'm looking for. And this applies to buyers and sellers, guys, as well. Retention. We get them in the door, how do we keep them? Right? How do we keep them? We do our accountability Monday calls. We do our momentum Mondays. We do our monthly call that we bring in leaders from the company to talk about the direction. We stay plugged in. We cross-train between our groups and who's rocking it out. Retention is key. We know people are gonna leave. It's part of the business, but it's so important. And by the way, like my coach, John Cheplack, he's showing up, I think, this week. He's gonna teach you, recruiting does solve a lot of our problems, but how do you retain people? You love on them. Love on your people. Sometimes we're chasing the next one. Love the ones that you already have here and watch them become leaders. You've got some leaders and some soldiers and some generals in your organization that just need a little bit of attention. And they'll grow, I promise you. And last but not least, what kind of experience are you giving them when they're in your world, when they're trusting you? Did you forget about them? Are you helping them grow their business? People join for different reasons. So you have to have experiences within your organization to give them a place of belonging. So that's what we do. That's what my little acronym of Dare to Be Rare means, and that's what we live by on our team, for our business, when we're selling and buying, but also the same thing for our organization as we're attracting agents and loving on them. Those are my favorite listing appointments, agent calls, by the way. All right, so those of you who are not on video, you need to make a commitment today. You're gonna start getting on video. You've got to put engaging content out there. I started during the pandemic, Fire Fridays. Next thing you know, it's a show that's been going on for a year, and I have people tell me, who's on next? I can't wait to, I use it for my team. I can't wait to be on it. Are we allowed to hop on Fire Friday? We started that. I mean, I started Relaunch Live. I've had John Cheplack out to my town multiple times. I put on events that I want people to feel it's inclusive. I've started to learn this thing of bringing other leaders to the front of the room, edifying them, and I just sit back and listen to them. And next thing you know, we have an event. And they feel important. What do you think happens next? They call me and say, hey, can we talk about, like, speaking out that going on? I'm like, sure. It just works, guys. You get them involved. You invite them into a community. You make them feel special, whether it's virtual, whether it's in person. There's so many things. And like Leo says, celebrate people's wins. Guess who just joined? The other day we did some virtual announcements and we got some more coming, and I said, can we get Glenn to send a message? He said, I don't think he's too busy. I said, well, I'm gonna text him. Okay, Glenn, can you send a selfie to so-and-so and tell them that you're glad that they're joining the company? Don't be afraid to ask. Like, Brent sent me one. Gee, everybody. Can all of you guys send me a video? What's the worst you can say is no, right? So, like, the things that we do is just inviting people to the community. By the way, she's here, Kathy, who just joined. But, you know, it's super important. Make sure that you're educating. Have fun with it. Infotainment. Make it fun, and don't just make it about eXp all the time. Tell the stories. Let people tell their journey, where they're coming from, and you're gonna hear so many people resonate to it and say, thank you for bringing them. And next thing you know, you have a gateway of opportunities to engage in conversation with these people. Make it lighthearted, make it fun, but don't be afraid to ask for the clothes either, okay? Again, events that build, I'm always trying to include people. I do things that are fun, so now I get to have fun. I'm not miserable. I'm doing things that light my soul on fire so that I can help other people do what lights their soul on fire. And that's why I'm having so much fun. And you guys are stuck with me, okay? For a long time. And I just want you guys to join on this rocket ship. Like, it is time for you to take off. It is time for you to make the calls to the people that you're worried about are gonna say no. It is time for you to make the call of the people that you're worried about. I don't want them to think like I'm recruiting. I'm gonna finish this off with a story. of a big team that we're about to announce, someone that's really special to us. I went to lunch with her, and she told me, I see what you guys have been doing, and she teared up. And she says, I've been sad because I wasn't invited to be a part of this. And I looked at her and I held her hand and I had to say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I had no idea. I mean, yeah, we're caught up in an organization, we're not supposed to recruit, and you try to honor certain things, but guys, this is not about recruiting. This is inviting people to the opportunity, okay? This is about helping people navigate through this and understanding what's important to them. And the one thing she wanted was community. And I had to hold her hand and tell her, you are worthy, you belong here, and you are so invited to this party. And we welcome you. Okay? How many people are waiting for you to call them and invite them, and you're thinking that they're just gonna say no? Even if they do say no, it's not about the no, it's about the fact that you invited them to join, and you were the guide to help them become the hero. This is the company that everybody is going to want to be a part of. Brent said it, 1 million agents in 10 years. Get on this rocket ship, let's go!